Good morning. Good morning, grant lovers. All right. It's Wednesday, I believe. It should be Wednesday, February 12th, and this is yet another episode of Good Morning, Grant Lovers. I'm also going to turn this on Instagram. Yes, okay, we are live now. And let's see. Okay, cool. So you're the first people I'm talking to today. So if there's a little bit, if I have a little bit of a hoarse voice, that's the reason. I am streaming today from a very special place. As you can see, I have different background behind me than normal. I am actually at a spa. Good morning, and I see people are already joining. So it will be so lovely if you put in comments where you are joining from so that I can say hello to you in person. And I am at St. Catherine's Spa Resort with my two daughters. It's spring vacation for us in Prague for school children, and I decided I'm going to take them to my favorite spot. And St. Catherine's Spa is the spot, and it's their first time here. I used to come here. This is my place of my personal retreat and going into silence with my best friend. Hello, Veru. And I also like to come here alone. And this is the first time I decided I'm going to take them along with me. And they are 11 and 8. And of course, when you go to a spa, it's a place where people like to rest, where, we have to behave like we are at a spa, respect other people. So it's a big thing for them that they are here together with me. And we're having some fun. We're going to go horse riding today, and then we're going to go to sauna and to the pool, and we're going to do all kinds of fun things. So today I am going to speak for about 20 minutes because one of the reasons is because we have to be at breakfast before 10 because the breakfast ends at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to be a bit more aware of the time today than I was yesterday and the day before. So what are we doing? What is this show about? Grant writing made easy. This is my 8th day of streaming about grants, and it's such a wonderful experience for me to think about all the important things that I can say about grants to get you excited about grant writing. So I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of remembering of all our grant applications and the money we won and people we worked with and students whom we supported. So it's been a really interesting process for me. And the more I have done this, the more I realize how important grants have been in my professional life and how grants truly helped me build what we have built here in Prague. So I see some other person joined. It would be lovely if you say hello, where you're joining from. I see Rula is with us. Hi, Rula. It's so nice to see you. And Darina also, welcome to the show. Please put in comments where you are joining from so that I know who is here. And I will just continue speaking about grants and about why are they so important for us Montessorians. And what I want to do, hi Julia, so good to see you. You are so faithful. I hope you enrolled in the course already. You've been so faithful in joining. So what I want to do today, I do not have a guest today, and I won't tomorrow, and I won't on Friday, and I'll share with you just why in a second. We've done all the important thinking about what are grants, how they can help you, where you can get grant money from, and what kinds of things you can do with grants, building communities, building a school, traveling, educating your staff, all kinds of things. So you're enrolling this afternoon, great. So I'll talk a bit more about the course as well today and tomorrow. But here's what the plan is for today. I would like today to talk about most frequent questions that you ask me about grants. Okay, so I chose 5. Obviously, there's more, but I chose the 5 most burning, and I'll go through them and help you understand what are the answers and how you should be looking at these issues. And that's what I'm going to do today. And I will ask you if you have more questions that I will not answer about grants, more concerns, please leave it in comments because I can address it also tomorrow or Friday. Tomorrow, we are going to look into something very interesting, and that is how grant money can help you generate more money. So I will show you the multi-source funding matrix idea, and we'll talk about this because this is really essential. And that's actually been my approach during this past 20 years of grant writing, that whenever we applied for a grant, there always has had to be a strategy behind, which would help us then create more business opportunities, more funding opportunities, more opportunities for growth. So it's not just applying for grants, it's developing your organization through grants, and I will talk about that tomorrow. And then the last topic, and I think for some of you most exciting of all, is the story of how we built our adolescent program through grants, because I know many people currently are working on expanding their programs into adolescent programs. So I'll tell you the story of all the things that we needed to get and to buy and to do, and how we did it with the help of grant funding. Okay, so that's coming up on Friday, and that's the end of this show. And on Friday is the 14th of February, which is the Valentine's Day, and that is when this pre-sale ends. Okay, so this, I'm warming you up here in this 2-week show, explaining to you all the reasons why you should start grant writing with us. And as you know, we are offering a grant writing made easy course. And right now it's available for 197 euros, as opposed to the full price, which is 297 euros. And we're going to end this sale on Friday. So you have 2 more or 3 more days to enroll for this no-brainer price. It really is a very wonderful opportunity for you to join this course at a time when grants are being announced. And also, if you join now, you're going to have access to all the pre-recorded content. And then in April, we're going to start the group with my support. So we're going to look for grant funders together and all of those things. So you buy yourself some time as well to watch the recordings and to start getting ready and to start thinking about your projects and all of those things. So I really love doing this, and I want to thank my mentor, whose name is Ingrid Dach, and you wouldn't know her because she's a Czech online business expert. For giving me the idea of this Valentine's campaign for the Grant Writing Made Easy course. It really resonates with me how this has come out, because I do this from a true place of love for you, for grants, and also it resonates with my values and with my mission. And my mission is to help you bring Montessori to your communities. And I know that with grant money, you can do this. So the idea of doing this in the pre-Valentine's period, when love is in the air, and when people are thinking about their loved ones, and when people are thinking about what they love doing, came from my mentor Ingrid, and I want to thank her because I am focusing on the love that I feel for this, and I'm not worried about the campaign and the results. And I truly am not. I'm just so truly enjoying doing this and talking to you and getting you excited, and I hope you can feel it. So yay! Okay, so I see some other people are also joining on Instagram. Jenna just joined. Yay! Hi, Rula. So let's get into the questions so that we get through it all, okay? And again, a reminder for you, if you have I would really like for you, if you have any concerns or any questions about grants, to please put it in comments, okay? Because then I know what they are and I can answer them. So you can start thinking already now and just put your question in comment, okay? Then you have a chance that you get an answer from me. And if you are afraid to ask your question, I want to say to you that there is no bad question, okay? Hey, listen carefully. There is no bad question. The only bad question is the one that you didn't ask, okay? And you know how this works. You, for the rest of the day, you're going to be thinking for yourself, oh, I should have asked this when Mirka said to ask. So please put your question in comments and ask whatever it is that you need to ask, okay? And I see that Julia is leading the way, and I love that, Julia. There you go. And I'll look at the question along with the other questions that I have here ready to answer. And I see Amina. I would love to know how you are, Emmy. It's been as they say, a long time no see. I would love to know how you are and what is it that you do and how's your family. So, yes. Okay. So, Veronica also has a question. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Veru. Actually, this is in one of my questions to answer. I'll get to it, and I'm keeping these in chat, and I will also answer those. Okay. And welcome to Sherry. And let's start looking at the questions. So, the first question, I think that's the one that comes to mind to everybody, most frequent, and it is question number 1. Where should I start with grants if I don't know where to start? Where should I start if I don't know where to start? People ask me this very often. Where should we start with grants? So the answer to the question is, if you don't know where to start, you start with what you know. Okay, let me say this again, because majority of you are English as a second language speakers, so I need this to sink. If you don't know where to start, you start with what you know. Okay, and I will explain in just a second on my own example what I mean by this. In translation to simple language, this means you start from small to big. And what you do is you start with what you already are doing. You start with your strengths, okay? So each one of you who are listening here and who will listen to this recording, you are good at something already, okay? There's something in your heart and something in your mind and something in your hands and your skills that you love doing and that you feel passionate for and that you would like to do. My own example was, before I wrote my first grant, I was a mom with a newborn baby, and I was part of a group of other young mothers who also had new babies. We met at a pre-birth class, and then we kept getting together after that. So it was my support group, and we were very unofficial. Good morning, Flamenco. Good morning, grant lovers. Yes. We were just friends meeting together, and being together helped us to be new mothers. There's lots of things that new mothers have to adapt to, that they have to resolve: nursing, colics, staying up at night, tiredness, all kinds of things. And it helped us to be together and to talk about those things. And we would bring our babies and we would just spend the days together. So what I was thinking about was, how can we do this for more moms, and how can we make sure that we have a place to meet together? Okay, we were looking for a place to do this together, so that we don't have to go to my house or to somebody else's house, but that we would have some shared space where we could meet and do this, if we wanted to do it every day of the week. So I started with this. I was already doing this. I was passionate about seeing other moms, and we were able to get together. We were able to self-organize. And so I did was apply. I said, okay, let's apply for grant and let's talk about our experience, how we are mothers helping each other, and let's see if somebody wants to give us some money. And I found a grant funder who happened to support young families in raising their children. And I wrote a grant application, a very tiny application, and I said, We are mothers, we help each other. It helps us to, to stay sane and to raise our children, and we would like to rent our own space. Can you please help us and give us some money for renting our own space? And the grant funder said yes. So this is an example from my own journey. If you don't know where to start, you think about what is it that you already are doing, where and how you are already helping, and think whether this could be turned into a small grant application. So what are some other examples I can think of is, for example, are you, I don't know, if you are in love with Montessori and you share with your friends about Montessori, maybe you tried to set up a Montessori home for your child, and when your friends come and visit you, they are amazed to see how beautifully set up your home is for your child in a Montessori way. Maybe you can see if you can find funding for helping other parents setting up their homes in a Montessori way. This could be one wonderful example. If you love going to, I don't know, some other completely different example, if you love going to a senior's house or to a home of elderly people and volunteer there by reading books to them and by talking to them, maybe you can apply for a grant how to support elderly people through book club reading or Montessori activities, something small like this. So the advice is, think about what is it that you are already good at and that you already love doing, and think whether this could be turned into a small program. Okay, and I would like to know if you feel like it, to let me know in comments what is it that you already are doing that you could turn into a small project like this. From small to big, from simple to complex. Start with what you already know how to do this. Okay? Those of you who are wanting to start a Montessori school, because I know some people here who have been coming these past 2 weeks mentioned that you want to start a Montessori school. My question to you is, how do you know, how did you come with the idea that you want to do this? Again, are you sharing with your peer parents about Montessori and you see that they might be interested? Or I don't know, what led you, what motivated you to want to start a school? And I'm sure it's something that you're already doing, and you can take that and turn it into a small program. Okay? And that's how you can start. So if you want to share with me, I'd like to know what is it that you're already doing and that you think might be a good idea for a very small project at the start. Very small project, how to start with Montessori. So let's see. Let me look at your questions and see if some of those questions align with what I am sharing already. At what stage, Veronica's asking, at what stage your business has to be to ask for a grant? I have that in my questions, so I will answer that in just a second. Can it be just an idea, or do you have to already have a building or a school or provide a program? How small is small? That's a really good question, Vero. Well, it really depends. So let me jump to the next question, and I think it's connected, so I can answer it from there. So the second question is exactly what Veronica just asked. How do I know for sure that I am ready to apply for a grant? The way Veronica asked, at what stage of my business or my nonprofit organization I have to be in order to ask for a grant. So I'm going to dive right into that, and then we'll talk about how small is small. First of all, the most important thing is you have to have some kind of history of expertise. Okay, so there's something that you, and I just said that, there's something that you already know how to do it. You either know about Montessori and you've done some Montessori activities, or you could be I don't know, it could be a marketing expert thinking about starting a school, and you have marketing expertise that you can put at the foundation of your grant application. Or you are a member of a group of parents who want Montessori. Okay, that could be also history of doing what you want to apply for. That's what I just said in that first question, that you apply for something that you already are ideally doing or experiencing, okay? Either doing or experiencing. If you have a legal entity, if you are either a nonprofit organization or you are already an established business, that's to your advantage. But I don't want to discourage people who only are establishing organizations now or who are individual people, because there are grants supporting individual people who don't have any businesses, any nonprofits. And there are also grant funders who support starting up an organization. Okay. So the answer to the question, at what stage of business or at what stage of building my nonprofit organization do I have to be? It can really be any stage. And as long as you are aware of what the stage is and you look for the right grant funder. Okay, so there are grant funders who want to support organizations which have 2 years of expertise and experience serving their community. There are grant funders who are helping startups and organizations that are only emerging on the nonprofit or on the business market. So you just need to find the right grant funder for the stage of development where you are. But you do have to have some connection, and this is really important, with the people whom you want to help, okay? With the group of people whom you want to serve. In business language, we call this group of people either clients or customers. Sometimes we can call them our target group, which is a bit hard. I like customers and clients more. And clients and customers, you need to know what their needs are. Okay, you need to explain to the grant funder that you know very well what these people need, and you know how to help them, and you know how to serve them. And they're going to ask you, how do you know that? Okay, so you need to be able to explain this. And it doesn't have to mean you are a scientist who is doing a research on the needs of young families in Romania in the past 3 years. But you can say, I'm a parent myself, and I'm part of a group of young parents, and I'm experiencing this every day together with them. Okay, so you don't have to be, you don't have to have a PhD, you don't have to be an expert or a scientist or a teacher, you don't have to be a Montessori trained guide, but you have to show how you are connected with the people whom you want to help, and how do you know that they need your help. And we teach this in the Grant Writing Made Easy course that, Plame is here together with me, and she says, I would love to hear from you more about the journey. We teach this in the grant writing course with Plame, how to explain this, how to describe your clients, and how to explain that you know them. Okay, and we have a process for it. It's called needs analysis, and in simple terms it means thinking a lot about who your client is, what they need, why they need it, and how you can help them. Okay, now this, maybe I'll just say one more thing about this, and that whatever industry, whatever business, whatever service you want to ever offer in the future, knowing who your client is and what they need, what they really need, is one of the keys to your success, but one of the few keys to your success. Okay, you have to know what your people need. And if you don't know it and you just kind of think they need it, then you're not ever going to be successful. You really need to know what your clients need. Okay, so this is one of the core key determinants, or one of the things that you can consider for yourself when you're thinking, am I ready to apply for grants? Do you know what your clients need? Okay, then, and I'll just summarize what I already said. So you have some knowledge about this, what your clients need. You have some connection with them already, either being part of their group or serving them before. And you either are starting a legal entity, or you're an individual with a very clear idea of what you want to do, or you already have an organization or business established. One other thing that really helps is that you already have an idea about funding for what your project want to do. So you already know maybe you're going to get a loan, or you already know that you have little savings that you're going to invest into starting a school, or you already are selling your services and you have income from some fees, or you have already written grant application and you know that you will write more and you will get more. So this is the principle that sort of money makes money. When people see that you have an idea about your financial plan, about your financial strategy, they're going to be more likely to give you money, okay? And more about that in the course, because this is a big topic. And it's not as complicated as it looks. Sometimes it's enough to say, I have already a donor, I have a friend, and she's going to give me $200. So I have this one friend, I have $200 in my savings, so I already have this. And then I have talked to the school in my community that they're going to allow me to use their playground. So I have this place where we're going to do this already secured. That's how you put those little pieces of puzzle together, and you can really start from small. So as Veronica asked, how small is small? The smallest you can imagine. And I think the grant funders, my experience is that they like honesty. If you are a small starting organization and you go and ask for 300,000 euros, nobody's going to believe you that you can do it. So the more authentic and the more honest you are about your capabilities and about your plans, the more likely you are to get money. And remember, I said my first grant was 2,000 euros. I paid myself a salary of 200 euros every month, and we paid our rent, and that was it. Okay, so small, very small as you can imagine, as small as you can do is the answer. All right. Let me see. Let me just double check. So, and yes, can it be just an idea? It can be just an idea, but you have to be able to explain why this is needed. And that's what I said about the needs of the people whom you're helping. Okay. All right. Let me see. What I have, and also what Julia asked me. So I'll look at what Julia asked me. Can we make a grant plan and apply to different grant organizations with the same grant, with the same plan? Yes, absolutely, Julia. I say that when you write a grant application once, it's written forever. And what you do is you don't put it in a drawer when it's written. Staple doesn't have a drawer, so I can't show you, but you keep it and you always work from it. You reuse it, you recycle it, you do it, you take it, you tweak it for another grant funder. And the more you come back to it and the more you think about it, the better it is, and it gets the money one day. It's what Indra said yesterday, if you remember. She said, the first 2 times our application was rejected, but we had more time to think about what we want to do. We tweaked it, we improved it, and we applied again. And yes, you can definitely use it for other grant funders as well. This is desired because the work is once done. And once it's done, we have to think efficiently about our time and all of that. So yes, we have a folder and 20 years of grant applications in it. In fact, I'm going to share some of the grant applications that we wrote and that got money in the Grant Writing Made Easy course as an example for you to look at and to work from. So can we do in the grant course 2 plans? So one for expanding our business space to rent a bigger space, and another plan to get money for visiting another center in another country. Yes, it's doable. So what you're saying is that you want to rent a bigger space to have more classrooms, to reach more people, and to have more budget for salaries, and then send these people to visit another center in another country. Yes, so the way I would go about this, Julia, would be something like, we want to build this educational center, we need space for it, so we can expand and offer more services to more clients, to more children. And in order to do that, we need more people trained on our staff. And we know that it's going to, can we send them abroad to look at other successful centers or other successful schools, how they did it, how they did the expansion, so that when they come back, they can help us. They have this know-how, they have this knowledge. So absolutely, this is doable. I think you are in the EU, Julia, if I remember correctly. and you could definitely consider something like this to go in one of the Erasmus grant calls. But at the same time, I want to say sometimes it is that you can't get money for everything right away. So maybe, especially for Erasmus, the travel and training would go nicely into one smaller application. And with the way it works with grants is that, as I already said, that uh, be authentic and honest about where you are, which stage of development. So sticking to that and saying we need our teachers to go and visit other trainings, other 6 to 12 centers in other countries is our priority now, because we want to learn how to expand and we want them trained and job shadowing and all of those things. That definitely, I mean, off the top of my head, I know money is allocated in Erasmus funding for this, and I probably already know it as well. I think here, I don't remember, Germany maybe. So definitely this money is available, grant calls are out for exactly this. And then we can think about expanding the space and looking for money for, building a center of education in your area and all of those things. Okay, so I have to start wrapping up. So I think I'm going to leave. I have some other questions, and me just go through quickly. I'll tell you what they are. Grant writing can be I feel grant writing is too complex and overwhelming. What if I don't have the time? And what if I don't know how to write this? So I'll address this one tomorrow. And then one big one, there are no grants where I work. What can I do? I'm also going to look at this one. And then one other question that I want to look at is, I am concerned grants will make us dependent on more grant money. How can we deal with that? So that's the topic of how grant money can make more money. And we're going to look at that tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Do we have any more questions? And Julia says, I started Montessori Kinder after school after doing the 6 to 12 orientation course with Kyla. We didn't have such a center in Arad, my hometown, so I thought it would be something unique and helpful for the children. Perfect. I think this is a perfect idea for our grant application, how to build an after-school program. Schools, especially public schools, are suffering with children not achieving results. And definitely this is one of the priorities of grant funders in the EU, is how to help children do well in school. So I want to support you totally. And I know there's Rula, who was watching, and I don't, if I remember correctly, I'm not sure if she's still with us, was also looking into building an after-school, after curricular after-school program. And also Joanne is doing something like this, who's in my course with language. So you'll be in a good company in the course. We are now small, but I would really like to expand space and knowledge. Absolutely. And yes, LLC, Montessori Institute Park, is also a limited liability company. So you can apply as a limited liability company. And small is just fine. You start where you are. You start with what you can do. Remember, you start with what you know. Can Montessori school be a topic? Specific, teaching how to write books. Yes, absolutely. Veronica, storytelling, and absolutely, yes, there definitely is a connection, how to write books, how to help children write work journals and how to actually teach children in Montessori schools how to create books, even, like with their own hands. So that's a lovely topic. We talked about literacy yesterday as one of the lifelong learning skills identified by the EU, and this definitely is a wonderful idea and a wonderful topic. I could imagine a global project on this, helping schools help their children fall in love with book writing and storytelling and writing. Okay, well, I do have to finish up now. I see it's 9:34. The breakfast is only until 10. So if I don't stop talking now, I have no breakfast, which would be fine. But 2 little girls with no breakfast, you can imagine how my day would go. So I really have to disconnect now. I hope you enjoyed this. More questions to be answered tomorrow. Thank you, Verunko. And thank you for coming. Thank you for asking your questions. I will go through chat and make sure that I answered everything, and if not, we'll go back to it tomorrow. And tomorrow, big topic, how can grant money make you more money? So come, this is really big one, and I'm sure you're all interested. So good morning, grant lovers. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. And I will see you tomorrow at the same time, at the same place. And I love you, and sign up for the course. You have 3 more days only. Okay, bye everybody.